Chloe had just returned back from work. She was so excited to be back home. Her husband, who had embarked on a long trip, was returning that day. She waited for him, but he didn't come back as planned. So she and her son Jason had dinner and retired to bed. While they were sleeping, Austin returned. And the moment he returned back, he knew that everyone had gone to bed. So he entered his room and hugged his wife tightly. Chloe was excited to see her husband. He had been away for a period of 6 weeks as he had traveled for a business transaction. Chloe was really glad. She couldn't wait for Austin to tell her all about the business trip and if everything had gone well. But it was too late to discuss, and she also had work to do the next day. So they quickly hugged each other. Austin had his bath, they made out, and went to bed. The next morning, Chloe quickly fixed breakfast for everyone and asked Austin to go drop their son Jason in school. Jason is a 15-year-old boy who loved to play basketball, and he always wanted to play basketball with his father. That morning, while they were having breakfast, Jason was pleading with his dad to tell his mom that he didn't want to take extra lessons. Mathematical lessons were too hard and he didn't want to take them. But Chloe insisted, stating that he had to build his foundation if he wants to be an engineer like his dad. Austin also nodded in agreement, though Jason felt that his father had betrayed him as they had spoken about it prior to that day. But Austin also tried to make Jason understand the fact that he needed to know maths, learn his maths, and help his foundation. To which Jason agreed with his both parents that he was going to start taking mathematical extra lessons. When Chloe got to work that day, she was excited. You could see that her face was bright. She looked so beautiful. Her husband, who had traveled for a long period of time, was finally back to her arms. She couldn't ask for anything more. This was a family she had built for a long period of time, as she had just removed the jacket Austin had given to her that morning. To her greatest surprise, she saw a hair on it. The hair did not fit her color. Chloe had a natural black hair, whereas this hair was blonde. And she knew it wasn't her hair strand. She quickly picked up the hair strand from her husband's jacket and put it inside a Ziploc bag. She wanted to know who the hair strand belonged to. But all of a sudden, Chloe became anxious. She started panicking at work. She's a medical doctor. While attending to her patients, she couldn't concentrate. She kept on thinking about this hair strand. Who has this hair strand? And why is someone's hair strand on my husband's jacket? After the close of work for that day, when she went to pick her son from school, she was immersed in what she had seen. That she literally started thinking everyone had a blonde hair except her, as everyone passing her by had a blonde colored hair. So who was she going to suspect? Her husband is known to be a loving man. She can't believe that her husband was going to cheat on her. At least not yet. When her son came out from his class, while Chloe was hugging Jason, she saw Austin's secretary. And she was surprised. And she quickly asked her, "What are you doing here when your boss had no clothes for the day?" To which the secretary quickly said, "My boss closes every day by 5, so I'm permitted to leave the office the moment he had closed for the day." This sounded strange to Chloe. Austin had never returned home at 5. Neither has he returned home at 5:30. Austin always returns home by 7 p.m. every day. The moment it was 7 p.m., Austin was going to return home. So this wasn't clicking right. She knew even if she calls him, he was going to say he was hooked up somewhere. So she decided not to call him, but she just wanted to know if everything was okay. The moment they left Jason's school, she went back home and started making dinner. While making dinner, her eyes were fixed on the clock. And the moment it was 7 o'clock at the dot, Austin came in with a bottle of wine. He was excited and he asked everyone how they were doing. Chloe said she was fine. Jason also said he was fine. Chloe quickly asked him, why did you come back late today? Austin looked at her and said, this is the regular time I come back. I'm not late today. Even if I'm late, I'm just 5 minutes late. Chloe looked at him, but couldn't say anything. As she needed to fix the puzzle, she saw a hair strands on her husband's clothes. The secretary said he closes work every day by 5 p.m. But for the last 5 years, he has been coming back by 7 p.m. While Austin was having his baths after having dinner, Chloe quickly went through his phone. But it was clean. There was no information, no trace of Austin cheating in any way. Nothing at all. She started feeling like she was being paranoid. She started feeling like maybe she had just started suspecting her husband for no reason. Chloe told herself that she had to figure it out. If Austin was truly cheating on her, then she had to leave the marriage. Or he leaves. He can't just decide when and how to treat her. They've agreed to be in this marriage together, to love and to hold. So why will he wake up one day and fall out of love? If he did, then he would have let his feeling known. Rather than cheating on her, that night Chloe couldn't sleep. She kept on thinking about everything, trying to process everything that she had just seen. The next morning, when she returned back to the hospital, she had met her friend Stella and tried to air her pain to Stella. Stella told her why is she getting worked up about the whole situation. Stella also told her that probably she was overthinking the whole thing. That she should know that her husband really loves her. Getting married to a handsome man isn't easy, Stella said. You know your husband is very handsome and quite young. Chloe looked at Stella and said, I don't understand, what do you mean by that? Stella reminded her that she was way older than her husband. And obviously, ladies were going to be attracted to him. But she expects Austin to be a better person and not play along with the ladies. So Chloe quickly told Stella that while she was going through her husband's things, she found out that her husband came back with a lip balm, which is cherry flavor. And her husband does not use cherry flavor. Her husband was allergic to cherry. So why would her husband get cherry flavored lipstick? To which Stella said, why are you overthinking this? Probably it was a mistake. Probably he bought it because he couldn't speak Chinese. You know he had traveled to a different place entirely. So why are you mixing up things? Probably he ordered for it but did not know how to communicate and he just had to pick it and bring it back home. But Chloe told herself that she's 100% sure that something is fishy. She also mentioned to Stella that she went to Becky's house that evening and also saw that same lip balm in Becky's house. And probably Becky might be the person sleeping with her husband. Stella looked at her and said, why will you suspect Becky, your best friend, who is also your neighbor? Chloe said, you might not know, you might never know. That evening, after I made dinner before Austin returned, I took some food to Becky's home. And I was surprised to see the same lip balm in Becky's home. And she also dyed her hair color. Stella smiled and teased her and said, oh, at least Becky is the youngest among us. We are all 40, but Becky is the only one that looks like she's 30. And she quickly told Chloe, please get all those thinking out of your head. Your husband is a good man and loves you genuinely. So please stop thinking about it. But that didn't convince Chloe. That wasn't enough to fix the puzzle. While attending to patients, she was absent-minded. She couldn't think about anything. She was lost in thoughts. One of her elderly patients had come to invite her for the opening of her fashion gallery. Chloe didn't want to go at first. She had told the patient that she wasn't going to come, being that she's the medical doctor and she was always busy. But the patient told her how her advice and treatment had helped her recover, and she had also found passion in art, and that was what prompted her to open her own art gallery, and she would really appreciate if Chloe should come. Chloe looked at her and said, okay, I'm not making any promise. If I can, I'm going to make it there. But if I can't, then I won't come. The patient told her thank you very much and left. Immediately after the patient left, it clicked to Chloe that the same patient also had a blonde hair. And Chloe quickly asked herself, did everyone change their hair color all of a sudden? Is everyone now using a blonde hair? What's going on? Am I just being paranoid? But she believed deep down that something was fishy. And the moment it was 4:30, Chloe clocked out of work and went straight to her husband's office. Lo and behold, Austin closed at 5 that day, and Chloe quickly followed him at the back. Austin first went to a flower shop. He first picked up a flower, then picked up a cake. Then he suddenly went to the hospital to see his sick mother, who has been sick for a period of 1 year. When he got there, he was excited to see his mom. His mom also excited to see him. While conversing with his mom, Chloe had entered the room, and she was shocked to see that Austin was actually coming to see his mom. And she felt bad, being that she had suspected that her husband was cheating. Austin looked at her shocked and said, "You've not visited my mom in a long time, so what brought you here?" Chloe looked at her husband and said, "I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. I have a lot of things on my mind. I thought you were actually cheating on me, so I followed you to where you were going to." And Austin quickly told her, "How will I cheat on you? I love you so much. I love you deeply. I love you with every fiber in me. I can't do that. I've always come here every day after work to check up on my mom. So I want you to remove the thought of cheating from your mind." Chloe looked at her husband with tears dropping down her eyes, and she hugged her husband. It was time to get some medications for her mom, so Chloe decided to go to the nurse station herself to help get the medication. She had told Austin not to worry about it. Since she was already in the hospital, she should at least give a helping hand. When she got to the nurse's station, she quickly asked about the well-being of Austin's mom and if she was improving. To Chloe's greatest surprise, these nurses had told Chloe that Austin barely visited his mom. That Austin only came today after a period of 6 months. That Austin had paid someone, a caregiver, to always take care of his mom. She had just finished apologizing to him for thinking that he was cheating. And now she's finding out a whole different thing entirely. What's going on here? Is Austin trying to play her? What's really going on here? So that evening, after they had returned from the hospital, Chloe had given Jason dinner and was flipping through some case file from the hospital. All of a sudden, Austin wanted to step out, and she quickly asked him where he was going to which Austin stated that he was going for his school alumni meeting, as one of his alumni member was actually opening an arts gallery. Chloe quickly asked the person's name, to which Austin said, and she said, that she was also invited and she would love to follow him. She noticed Austin was a bit tense, but she quickly changed her dress, held her invitation, and followed Austin. On getting to the art gallery, it was a beautiful work of art. The patient had actually recovered and had taken her whole heart into creating beautiful design. Chloe was really grateful. She complimented this beautiful patient and told the patient that there was no need to come back for session, that she could see from her work of art that she was fully recovered. The patient was really glad that Chloe had honored her invitation. The patient quickly introduced Chloe to her young daughter, Theodora. While Chloe was conversing with the patient, Chloe invited the patient to her husband's upcoming birthday, which was just 2 days from that day. The patient looked at her and said, "Okay, I'll come because you honored my invitation. Thank you very much." While the event was still going on, while people were admiring the beautiful work of art, Chloe had stepped out to a very lonely balcony, trying to figure out what was going on. She recalled what the nurses had said from the nurses' station, trying to fix the puzzle with what her husband had said, and it wasn't fitting in any way. Her husband was actually lying to her, and in the midst of thinking about this, she had seen one of her patients there, serving the guest. And the patient quickly asked her, "Why are you lost in thought? You look like someone that has the whole world on her head." Chloe looked at her and said, "I'm fine, I'm good." And the patient quickly asked her, "What's that? You once saved me when my husband was beating me. So it's time for me to know what's bothering you. Is your husband beating you like mine? Chloe said, no, my husband isn't. And she said, is your husband stealing your money? And Chloe said, no, he isn't. And this same patient quickly asked her, so what's going on? Why are you looking so depressed, so sad, so moody? It's unlike you. So Chloe came out and told the patient that she was suspecting that her husband was having an affair with someone. The patient looked at her and said, I'm sorry about that. How may I be of help to you? Chloe looked at her and said, I don't know. I don't know if you could be of help to me. But thank you very much for at least giving me a listening ear. And thank you for actually seeing through me. I really appreciate this. They departed ways. The next day, Chloe went to make proper arrangements for her husband's upcoming birthday. She was really glad while planning for this birthday. She had put things together. She had picked her husband's best cake, the best flower designs he liked. And she quickly recalled that she met her patient, Sonia, at an event, and Sonia had asked how she could be of help to her. So Chloe quickly went to Sonia's apartment and pleaded that Sonia should please help follow her husband the moment it was 5 o'clock. That she needed to know if her husband was really cheating on her, so that she could be free to celebrate his birthday, to which Sonia accepted and told her, no problem, I'm going to help follow him from his office to wherever he's going. And if I suspect anything, I'm going to let you know. And I'm also going to send you pictures. Chloe thanked her greatly and told her, thank you very much for this. I owe you one and I promise to pay back for your kind deeds today. Thank you. Sonia left and went straight to Austin's office at exactly 4:35. She waited for Austin to close for the day and gradually followed Austin to where he was going to. And like expected, Austin was going to see his lover. After Sonia had taken pictures, but she couldn't see the lady's face, so she took picture of the lady and Austin from the back. She had sent the picture to Chloe and told Chloe that she couldn't take a proper picture of them as she couldn't see the lady's face. She also told Chloe to check the back of her husband's car as she suspected that something was going on there, and she feels that she was going to find at least something to prove that he was cheating. Chloe thanked her greatly and ended the call. That evening, Chloe did not check her husband's car. She knew if she had asked Austin for his car key, he was going to suspect something. So she told herself that she was going to try to get the car key during the birthday. And the next day, Chloe had gone to pick up Jason from school, after which they went to pick up Austin's birthday cake and they both went to the event. With people celebrating, eating, whining and dining, Chloe quickly asked Austin to please help her with his car key, that she needed to get something from the car, that she was looking for something and probably she had dropped it in his car. Austin was in the midst of his friends, seriously laughing and joking about the whole birthday event. So he handed over his car key to Chloe. When Chloe went to the car, she searched everywhere, even the back, but she couldn't see anything. And a strong spirit in her told her to raise the carpet under the boot. And the moment she raised it, she found a box inside. She was surprised and she quickly opened it. She saw her husband's innerwear, deodorant, and a phone she never knew he had. So she quickly opened the phone, as the phone password was still her son's birthday. The moment she opened the phone, she saw the lady's picture. The lady her husband had been having an affair with. While going through her husband's phone that she had seen in that box, she found out that Stella and Becky knew that he was having an affair. In fact, Stella and Becky were the monitor of her soul, as Becky helped to monitor her activities at home, whereas Stella, being a doctor in the same clinic as hers, was helping to monitor her activities in the hospital. The day her husband bought flowers and cake and pretended to go to see his mother, Stella was the one that informed him that Chloe had closed work early that day, so he should be careful in case Chloe was trying to know if he was leaving the office early. When Chloe saw all these messages, she couldn't just believe. So she was even a stranger in her home, and she was actually a stranger to her friends. How could her own friends betray her alongside her husband? How could they pretend like they knew nothing, whereas they were all in this together? How could they pretend like they were her good friends, like they cared about her feelings? Chloe was so upset. She returned everything back to where it was, quickly grabbed the knife that was supposed to be used to cut the cake, and walked straight to her husband. She was determined to stab him to death for the betrayer. And while she was walking towards her husband, she looked at her friend, seriously smiling and cheering her. She had hid the knife at her back, but on getting to him, she couldn't stab him. She just looked at him and stepped back, as the MC had asked him to make a vote of thanks. Her husband quickly thanked everybody for honoring the birthday and thanked his lovely wife for being the best partner he could ever ask of. Chloe was confused. Why pretend you love me when you have another lover? The moment her husband was done with his vote of thanks, she quickly told him that she needed to return home, that she was having a serious headache, and told him to please bring their son home when he was done with the birthday celebration. When she got back home, she quickly packed all Austin's belongings. She packed everything and put it inside a bus. She was willing to kick him out of the house. While she returned to her son's room to go cry, she had seen where her son had marked on his calendar the day he was supposed to hang out with his father. And she knew that her son would be highly affected if she took this drastic decision. She quickly returned everything back to where it was. While she cried bitterly. She cried and cried. She couldn't believe that her husband was cheating on her. Her friends knew about it and kept quiet. She sat down in her kitchen, sipping alcohol and waiting for Austin to return. What do you think Chloe was going to do to Austin when he returned? Was she going to suggest a divorce? Or was she going to tell him that she knew he was cheating on her? Stay tuned in order to find out what Chloe was going to do to Austin, as now she knew that Austin was cheating. And to her friends, what do you think she was going to do to them? The friends who claimed to care about her, to care about her own feelings, were together in this. They knew that he was cheating. In fact, they were helping to monitor her for him. We still remain your favorite storyteller, Zika. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell to get more interesting stories like this. And we're going to see you in our second part. Bye.